What's up YouTube? Welcome back to today's video. First off, I hope you're all having a great day today. And the topic for today's video is about Kyle Busch. If you don't know very much about Kyle Busch, a quick background: he was born in Las Vegas, Nevada, and grew up racing at the Bull Ring there in Las Vegas. Then he worked his way up to the Truck Series and then the Xfinity Series, and now he is one of the most successful active Monster Energy NASCAR drivers. So now the topic for today's video. So just recently, Kyle Busch, he swept the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series all at Bristol this past weekend. He won all 3 races for the second time in his career. That's history. No one's ever won all 3 races twice in their career. Kyle Busch has had a very tough season. He started off really rough, was so close to getting wins, and then just fuel mileage or broken parts or just something always got in the way of him getting the W. Some stats to show how good Kyle Busch really is. He has 91 Xfinity Series wins, which that is the most all time, 40 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup wins, and 49 Camping World Truck Series wins. So if you do the math and you add up all those numbers, over the NASCAR's top 3 series, Kyle Busch has 180 wins. So it's honestly no surprise to see Kyle Busch sweeping the weekend for the second time in his career. Bristol is probably one of his best tracks, and every time he comes, he always is putting on a show for the fans. So in the sport of NASCAR, Kyle Busch is not the most liked driver. Actually, after his Bristol win on Saturday night, there was fans booing him while he did his burnouts. So let me retrace your memory why maybe some fans don't like him, because they say he's a crybaby and he just is a sore loser. If you go back to 2007 at Bristol, Kyle Busch held off a hard-charging Jeff Burton to win the race back when NASCAR ran the Car of Tomorrow. But since he won the race, you think he would be a happy guy, in which he was, but he had some strong words for the Car of Tomorrow. I don't own any of this next footage. Check it out.
Glad we could do that for everybody, but I'm still not a very big fan of these things. I can't stand to drive them. They suck.
So obviously Kyle Busch does not like how the Car of Tomorrow ran, so maybe he's glad that they've moved up and they've progressed so far in this sport to what they're now running. The next incident, which I'm pretty sure Junior Nation is not happy about, was back in 2008 at Richmond. Him and Dale Jr. are running really hard for the lead with about 3 laps to go. Kyle Busch gets in the corner a little bit too hard and ends up turning Dale Jr. In my opinion, it looks accidental. It looks like Kyle Busch just got a little loose, drove it in a little too hard, and got into Dale Jr. And then, of course, they went spinning around, but Junior Nation was not happy about this one, so roll the clip.
Down the back straightaway. Ooh, man, that was tight off turn 2. He's got him. I believe he's got him this time. Oh, he turned him.
No.
Oh, he turned him. No. No.
Now here comes Clint Boyer to take the yellow flag.
Oh, no.
Probably one of the reasons why most people don't like Kyle Busch was because of this next incident coming up. Back in 2011, him and Ron Hornaday are in the Truck Series, and they're running a really good race about 15 laps in. And they were racing really hard for second, and there was a lap car on the bottom of the speedway, and Ron Hornaday went to avoid it, moved up the racetrack, and Kyle Busch just happened to be there, and they both hit the wall. Then the caution came out, and under caution, Kyle Busch ran him in the back bumper and ended up turning Ron Hornaday head on into the wall. And Ron, he was a point contender that year.
Ooh, close. Wide into turn 4. That moves Kyle Busch all the way up the racetrack. He has to catch it before he gets in the wall. And Hornaday catches the wall.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Caution is going to come out. Both drivers trying to get by. Look like the 17 of Timothy Peters. They slid up the racetrack, and now Kyle Busch not happy at all.
It's all good, dude.
And Kyle Busch is going to turn on 33 into the wall. Our championship contender, Hornaday, in the wall.
Well, Kyle Busch should be parked for this race and maybe the rest of the season for that.
He had a chance at the championship, and Kyle Busch definitely did not help his cause there. Kyle ended up getting parked for that race, and he got parked for the rest of the weekend in the Xfinity Series and the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Honestly, I just thought it was some really close racing. I think Kyle did make the mistake to go after him under caution. Maybe if he just gave him a little, love tap in the back bumper, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but once he turned him in the outside wall, I did feel bad for Kyle, but he did make a bad decision. This next one's from this past year. I actually like this Kyle Busch moment because I think it shows his passion and how bad he really wants to win the race. So if you go back to the Coke 600, he got beat on fuel mileage by Austin Dillon. And he ended up finishing second, which isn't bad at all, but the problem is he just had recently won the All-Star race, probably had the best car at Charlotte during the All-Star race and the Coke 600, and just got beat by fuel mileage, and I guess that's sometimes just how it goes. But he definitely showed his frustration to the media afterwards.
And were you surprised that Austin could stretch it on fuel, and then, what does it mean, do you think, for Austin to get his first win?
I'm not surprised about anything. Congratulations.
Like I said, I don't think that's the best way to handle the situation, but one reason I like Kyle Busch and he's my favorite driver are moments like that. People are gonna say he's a crybaby and he's a whiner, but it really shows how much he wants to win. Now, from this past season, my favorite moment of Kyle Busch, I'm not even gonna talk about it too much. I think it's hilarious. Just roll the clip. Yeah, I thought that was cool because you know what? Joey turned him and he didn't bring any of his pit gear guys. He just walked down there, tried to lay a good fist on the guy. And you know, it really didn't work out, but I still thought that was pretty cool. And like he said in his post-race interview, I am who I am. You're gonna like me or you're not gonna like me. And you know what? His haters are his motivators, and I love to see him win. This next thing interested me a lot. I'll put the tweet on the screen, but Kyle Larson, he tweeted that, like him or not, Kyle Busch is the most all-around talented driver he has seen in his lifetime. Which, that's crazy. Kyle Larson is one of the hottest drivers in NASCAR, and even when he hops in a sprint car, he's just so good. And that's coming from Kyle Larson, a competitor that I think respects Kyle Busch a lot. And over the years, they've had some pretty good battles in the Xfinity Series and in the NASCAR Series. So my opinion on Kyle Busch, I like him just because he doesn't care what people think of him. He just always wants to win every race, and if he doesn't win, he's gonna show that he's not happy about it. But he's got a passion for what he does. My last point is people think winning the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series is not very hard at all for Kyle Busch. It's still very difficult. So many things have to go right on pit road and in the driver's seat, and just so many things could also go wrong. So a lot of people are going to think of those as lesser series, but they're still very hard to win, and especially to win all three of them in one weekend is just nothing shy of greatness. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and share this video, and also let me know in the comment section down below. Are you a part of Rowdy Nation? Do you like Kyle Busch? I had a lot of fun shooting this video. Hopefully Kyle Busch can get the win at Darlington, and I will see you guys next time. Deuces.